What's up guys, Zane here and welcome back to my channel. So as you can tell, I'm on my alt again, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to unlock Palace of the Dead. Now the Palace of the Dead unlocks at level 17, and I believe you have to do the dungeon Tamtara Deepcroft, because what happens after that dungeon, you will end up meeting Edda and her little party, which will basically tell you that she lost her husband, or her beloved, during that dungeon, and then they leave her, and then she kind of goes off on her own, and she ends up in Palace of the Dead. So here I am in Gridania, in the Adventurers Guild, and you want to talk to this Lalafell right here, the house that Death built. So I pretty much just want to talk to him. And then you need to go to the South Shroud. So once I get to the South Shroud, I will show you guys where to go next. Alright, so here we are in South Shroud, X17Y22, the Wood Whaler Expeditionary. So you want to go and talk to him. And then you want to head over here to Quarry Mill. You want to come over here. The captain, talk to him. And done. Palace of the Dead now accessible. So that is pretty much how you unlock Palace of the Dead. Now, the Palace of the Dead is a dungeon that is pretty much on its own leveling system, so it's completely separated from the outside world. There is no buffs, there is no food that you can use to increase your experience inside Palace of the Dead. It is completely on its own leveling system, so I just want to make that abundantly clear. You cannot bring anything outside inside. You don't even need gear, because the Palace of the Dead has its own gear system where you are given Aether Pool arms, which is the weapon, and armor. The weapon is visible, but the armor is kind of like invisible, so whatever you're wearing, you're automatically given armor. And you can upgrade that armor by unlocking silver chests that will give you increased stats for either arms or armor, completely random, or they might explode or turn into a mimic. So you're not guaranteed an increase, so it's basically RNG. Another thing inside Palace of the Dead, they give you these little buffs called Palmanders, and there's a couple Palmanders. There's one for strength, defense. There's one that will reveal traps and the map, because each floor of the Palace of the Dead has its own map with selected rooms, so some floors might have more or less rooms than the previous floor. So you have a Palmander that reveals traps and the map. You have one that will dispel the traps completely. You'll have a Palmander that will decrease the amount of monsters in the next floor. You have one that will increase the drop rate of chests from the enemies, totally random. You have a Palmander that will alter a chest to mimic, which will give you like a crap ton experience, or Mandragoras, which were one-shottable, which will give you a heaping amount of experience. You have one that will remove the pox virus from that the mimics give you. There's also three transformation Palmanders, which will turn into a Manticore, which is basically an ogre that you can one-shot enemies, not the bosses, but the mobs. One it turns into a succubus, which will give you vulnerability stacks up to 5 on an enemy is the maximum. And then you have like the Karibo, or Karibu, how you pronounce it. It's kind of like the boss from Antiport Keep Hard mode, where it will kill undead mobs and completely wipe them out from coming back, which is a mechanic that will be like for floor 100. There's also an intuition pomander, which will reveal a a treasure chest. It's called Accursed Hordes, and it will show up on one of the floors. Because sometimes you won't find a Accursed Horde on a floor, so it'll continue on to the next floor if you don't find one on the floor you're at. So don't double up on them. Just wait for the next floor until it'll say there is a Accursed Horde on this floor. So there will be like a little marker on the ground. You need to stand on it, and it'll eventually reveal itself, and you get the Accursed Horde, which you'll need to come over here to the bishop over here, and it will bless it, and then you'll be able to get the item inside. An item inside the Accursed Horde can be materia, can be gear, can be glamour, can be haircuts. It could be anything, or it could be just like sparkler or just some dud treasure. So it's completely randomized. During the higher tier floors, you could also get a Nightmare Pegasus mount. It's got like wings, it's kind of like black and red. It's pretty cool. So that's pretty much Accursed Horde. That's pretty much Accursed Hordes. I don't think there's no more Palmanders that I remember. So I think those are all the Palmanders. If I missed any of them, put them in the comments below the video. What else is there for Palace of the Dead? When you get to the 10th floor, because there's floor 1 through 10, 10 through 20, 20 to 30, 30 through 40, and 40 through 50 is when you start. Level 50 is pretty much where the first part of the Palace of the Dead ends, and there's floor 50 to 100. But floor 1 to 50, there's 10 floors to each tier. So after each 10th floor, there's gonna be a boss. And at the end of the boss, you'll get Gil, and you also will get Poetics. Tombstones for Poetics. Once you leave the 10th floor of each tier, you'll get a chunk of experience that you gained inside Palace of the Dead. Now, I'm not 100% sure if it's all the experience that you got in Palace of the Dead. I don't know if you obtain 100% of it, or they give you a percentage of it. I think it's a percentage of it, and that experience will go towards your class or job that you chose to go in as. So if I go in as a monk or a pugilist, I will get all that experience into that job that I went into the Palace of the Dead. Now, mind you, there is no set party chemistry that you can go in. You can go in as 4 DPS. You can go in as 4 healers, or 1 healer, 2 DPS, and a tank. You can go in any kind of combination. There's no restriction. Or you can go by yourself. There is a way you can solo Palace of the Dead by yourself. But you get a chunk of experience when you leave the 10th floor of each tier, with a bunch of Poetics and whatever Accursed Hordes that you get. If you die at all, if you wipe, you automatically will be reset back to the starting floor of the tier. You cannot go back and continue from where you left off. If you die, you go back to the beginning. So if you're at floor 1 to 10, you go back to floor 1. Floor 11 to 20, you go back to floor 11, and so on and so forth. So, what the interface is going to look like, now I don't want to talk to you, is that here's the interface. You have enter the Palace of the Dead, reset your progress when you hit level 50 or level 100. You can disband your scores if you're doing it solo from like 1 to 200. And then you learn about Palace of the Dead. So over here you have the gear, Aether Pool Arm, and Aether Pool Armor. Now they go up to they go up to 30, if you get it up to 3030, the weapon that you get when you go inside the Palace of the Dead will be able to be taken out of it, and then you can use it in the open world. So once you get 30 to 30, you can get that you can get the Bajali weapon, that is what the weapon is called, to use it outside, and it'll be a good item level. I don't remember what item level it's gonna be, or what it was. But once you do that, you'll automatically be reduced down to 0, 0. So you're 1, 1. So you won't have to be starting all over again. When you get to 60, 60, you'll be able to upgrade your Bajali weapon to these red glowy ones, which I think are 260. I'm not 100% sure about that. Or am I 260, 265? I don't remember. But that's when you get to 60, 60. Then you'll go back down to 30, 30. So that's about that. So you can enter Palace of the Dead. You have 2 save slots. It will save after every 10th floor. It'll save, so you can restart from that floor. So you can enter as a fixed party, which is outside the duty finder, or you can go with a match party, which will be the duty finder. I'm not going to go into the Palace of the Dead in this video because this video is going to be a little bit too long, but I just want to give you guys a little introductory about the Palace of the Dead, what you're going to expect inside, and so you guys know how it works. So in the next video, I'm going to be going inside the Palace of the Dead and showing you what the floor looks like, what the floors look like, what the mobs you're going to encounter, and how the Palmanders work. Alright guys, so that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys find it useful. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel for more Final Fantasy XIV videos. And I will see you guys in the next one. So until then, may you all walk in the light of Lord Bahamut. Take care, guys.